When last we met, I just finished some battles with my teacher over the score on my first paper, and now I have just finished my first class. So there it is, my first online MBA course is completely done. I took my final a couple of hours ago, and I finished my final paper last week. So I haven't had a lot to say between my previous video and now. I just wanted to kind of get it all together. I guess now I need to just think about my first class and think, was it better, is it as good as taking the classes online? That's sort of been the point of this whole thing in the first place. I have to say, I have to just look at that final paper and explain one other issue that I've had that I think is more of a problem because it's a class online, but it also might be a problem because of the teacher teaching this particular class. So, for my final paper, one of the things I had to do was design a questionnaire. And the thing is, the paper was due last week. The chapter on designing a questionnaire was due this week. So we weren't actually supposed to read the chapter on how to write a questionnaire until after handing in the paper in which we had to design one. And I feel like if I were taking a class online, if I weren't taking the class online, if I were going to a campus and sitting in with a teacher, there would have been a day where the teacher say, come to my attention that, you need to know how to design a questionnaire before I give you a paper on designing one. Here's a quick rundown of the kind of things you need to know. And, that didn't happen. But I also think that had this class that I was taking actually had online lectures and things like that, which I know future classes are going to have, maybe the teacher would have done the same thing. Or, the teacher could have maybe sent us a letter, that's not a letter, an email, some sort of information or something saying, here's what you need to know. I read some of the chapter, but I read the chapter in a different way when I'm studying than when I'm just looking for a few specific things. And what I figured out was, after writing my paper, when I was studying the chapter, after writing the paper, I figured out I wrote a terrible questionnaire. It was really bad. It had lots of problems with it. Basically, if the chapter said, don't do this, because it'll cause some problems, I probably did it. So I was expecting a not a very good grade. I was expecting a lot of things marked off by the teacher related to this, and she marked none of it wrong. Everything that I did wrong in the questionnaire, she missed. Because she, as she said, was grading primarily on format. Because she apparently thinks somehow we got all the way to grad school without finding out how to properly format a paper. So, I guess it worked out for me in the end grade-wise, but, it's just kind of frustrating knowing that, I did something very wrong, and the teacher, and the teacher could have prevented it, but then, in the end, I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so, if you were to ask me right now, based on this one class, where do you get the better education? Do you get a better education online? Do you get a better education on campus? Or is it pretty much the same? And I would say, based on this class alone, that the online teaching was not as good. But I know it's going to change next week. Next week is when I start my next class. And I know that one is going to have a lot more interaction with the professor. It's going to have, actual lectures and things. So, I have to hold judgment. Of course I have to hold judgment. I've taken one class. I've got 11 more to go. But I'm just saying, that's where it stands right now. Though, if I had to choose between doing what I'm doing right now and actually going to class, adding a couple hours a day of commuting time, adding the costs, adding sitting through class and all that sort of stuff, I wouldn't necessarily choose that over the course that I just took. I just wish that it had been handled a little better, is all. Anyway, so that's where we are right now. Also, I just want to let you know, because I don't always have content related to class. I don't always have something to say about schooling. I'm thinking of doing some more other videos that are not necessarily related to the school thing. So, if I do those, so I may do other vlogs and things. Maybe just general vlogging, sometimes, you know, maybe like movie reviews and things like that. I don't go to the movies a lot, but sometimes I see movies that not everybody else has seen, or I just want to talk to somebody about it, and, you know, the only person I have to talk to about it is my wife, who watched the movie with me, so she already knows. So, you know, but when I do those sort of things, I'm going to try and figure out, I know YouTube has a way to do different playlists and things and have that display on your channel. I have to figure that out. I don't exactly know how it works, and I know it's possible. I'm tech savvy enough that I should be able to figure it out. I just need to do it. So, I mean, if for some reason you're watching this and you're only interested in the online MBA stuff, then I'll have a channel for that. Not a channel, but a playlist. Sorry. I'll have a playlist for that, so you'll be able to find that. Though I don't know how many viewers I even really have, let alone how many are interested in only learning about the education and stuff. So, but if that's what you are, great. You know, I'm glad. If anything, I would just be happy to have somebody care what I have to say about anything. So, anyway, that's where we are, and I will hopefully see you with another video soon. Bye.